Opening montage, interior exam room 1. The room is sterile and bright white with buzzing fluorescent lights. Rogelio, male 50s, is slumped in his chair, appearing dejected.
Yeah, I guess I haven't been sleeping well lately. You know, money's tight, and with this constant pain in my arm, which is 2 out of 10 severity, sharp and constant. You see, they cut back my hours at the factory because I'm less productive, whatever that means. So I have a few drinks to get through the day and a few to get to sleep.
I see. How many drinks would you say you have in a week?
It's hard to say. 40?
Rogelio peers over at the student's notes.
Yeah, you're gonna want to write that one down.
Interior exam room 2. See you, trembling hands, take too much antibacterial foam from a dispenser on the wall. Unsuccessfully tries to rub in excess.
Sorry, my hands are a little wet.
Oh, that's all right. I can't remember the last time I shook a youngster's hand. I'm mostly at home since Chester died. I haven't even had a dog around to touch him.
Mr. Callahan, is that okay if I call you?
Sandy is fine. My wife was the one who started calling me that, and would you believe it stuck?
Sandy, great. What brings you in today?
Well, in the morning I start the day with a large cup of black coffee and 3 eggs.
Student tries to find a place to interject but can't. Interior exam room 3. Dana, a socially awkward first-year med student with his eyes glued to his notes, sits across from Paula, female 7.
And what kind of sexual practices do you engage in? Anal, oral, vaginal?
A little bit of everything.
Dana responds routinely, distracted by his notes and nerves.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
It is.
Dana realizes what he said.
Thank you for sharing the information. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Interior exam room 4. Sheila, mid-60s, sits across from a nervous med student.
I see here it says you were employed as a custodian.
I write that down on paper, but I can tell you in person that I prefer janitress.
Can you spell that for me?
J-A-N-I-T-R-E-S-S.
The med student looks at his watch, pained. Interior exam room 5. Angle on, mismatched socks on feet next to exam table.
Oh, sorry. Let me help you.
The student pulls out the foot set for the exam table, and then Raj, male, early 30s, hops up without using it. Raj is eating an apple.
Lower extremities exam, right? Go for it.
Interior exam room 4. Student 4 and Steph, female mid-20s, with tears in her eyes. Her face is very red. She has perfect posture.
I'm a landscaper. It's my whole life, my passion, my world, ever since my... Oh, never mind. And I ask you, how am I supposed to be who I am with my ankle so damaged like this? How?
Right. I completely understand. Can you point to where it hurts?
Steph hands over a crumpled piece of paper. Angle on, printed photo of an x-ray with an area of the ankle circled in red. Student 4, caught off guard, smiles. Steph breaks character to a more authentic self, urgently gesturing for the student to take the piece of paper like the student is an idiot, wrecking her Oscar performance. The student gets it and Steph resumes her strange face and tears. Interior exam room 5. Teresa, female SP 30, severe, commanding, sits across from student 5.
So I just want you to know that you have options. The medical team here and I are behind you 100% with whatever you decide to do with your...
I'm gonna stop you right there and say it, okay? You're almost out of time anyway, and this is more important. You were about to say, with your baby?
Student tries to interrupt and Teresa does not let him.
Listen, any personifying language is going to fill a patient in this situation with guilt, and then they will likely not ask the questions and seek the information that they need right now. Do you want me to leave here and continue with a pregnancy that I am not ready for and rejoin my cult?
Interior dream exam room 6. Todd knocks on the door and begins to speak with his head down.
Hi, my name is Todd Limu, and I'm a first-year medical student. I'm just going to wash my hands quickly, but properly. And how may I...
Todd hears a raccoon chirp and picks his head up immediately. A raccoon in a medical gown crosses the ground next to the exam table. The student looks up at the camera mounted on the wall as it observes a simulation. Angle on, camera lens observing Todd. Todd looks from the camera and back to the raccoon. He takes a nervous gulp.
Sir or ma'am, how may I address you?
Angle on, the raccoon now focused and curious about Todd. It approaches Todd.
Sir or ma'am, how would you like to be addressed?
The raccoon comes even closer.
My preceptor asked me to do a brief interview and physical exam, at which point we will confer.
Todd can't open the door. The raccoon begins to sniff at the student's feet and Todd starts to collapse.
What is your name? Please, sir or ma'am!
Interior lobby outside clinical suites. Todd, asleep in his chair, suddenly jolts awake to the sound of a robotic voice overhead announcing 3 minutes remaining. He was dreaming. Interior exam room 6. Todd enters the exam room to find Karen, female standardized patient, mid-60s, eccentric local thespian. Karen lifts her head and black mascara is smudged under her eyes from crying. She wears a white scarf, oversized t-shirt over a pillow to look like a fat belly.
You're late, and the pain's only gotten worse.
Learners, move to your next room.
Interior of the clinical suite's narrow hallway. Doors to all the exam rooms line the hall. The standardized patients, medical actors, exit their rooms in only socks and medical gowns, some exposing their underwear as they shuffle to computer stations along the wall. The only sound is clacking of keyboards. Sheila Jackson, early 60s medical actor, African American, and Sandy are typing comments. Sheila notices Sandy's torn underwear.
Sandy, what's going on with your undergarments?
Oh, I was roller skating.
Sheila processes for a moment. Staring at him with a confused look, she nods and turns away back to her computer. Title card, practicing patience. Interior Lauren's apartment, early morning. We meet Lauren, scrappy, late 20s, awakening on the floor on top of a deflated air mattress. As her eyes open, Avril 4th by Apex Twins begins to play and will fade in and out around dialogue to page 11. Interior Lauren's apartment, bathroom. Lauren stares at herself in the mirror, applying makeup and gearing herself up for the day. She turns the water on to wet her toothbrush. It runs a rusted color. Cut to exterior TV production parking lot before sunrise. Lauren is bundled up in the best she can in her thrift store fine wool coat. She drags 2 suitcases across the frozen parking lot to get in a long line of other background actors in heels and other camera-ready looks in the cold before dawn. Lauren stands just next to a stressed production assistant with a bullhorn screaming instructions.
Background in this line to wardrobe. Do not get in line for breakfast. You are not allowed to eat right now. I'm not sure when, but we will let you know.
A muffled call is heard from the PA's earpiece, loud enough to hear, so painful for the PA with the volume turned up way too high.
Oh my God. You guys, is my ear bleeding?
The PA runs off out of frame. Lauren makes it to the head of the line and presents her 2 suitcases full of wardrobe options she was instructed to bring. The wardrobe assistant takes one look at it and insists she change into an uncomfortable outfit they hand her with the thrift store tag still attached. Exterior, wardrobe fitting tent, the sun is beginning to rise. Lauren struggles to keep her things together and change clothes. The wind is picking up all around her and blowing the sides off the tent. The entire tent blows away and Lauren is exposed in the light and harsh conditions with a single folding chair. Interior television show set diner. Lauren is excitedly following a bossy PA to set with a group of other background actors. She is placed right near the camera where she is to mime a conversation as a waitress with 2 other actors dining in. A cam operator shouts out,
No, just have that one block camera be.
Lauren is ushered to the back of the frame and facing away from the camera in order to hide another camera.
And tell the BG they can't move.
Lauren, just another piece of furniture, smiles as the director calls action, not to be seen. April 14th continues to fade in and out around vignettes. Cut to interior restaurant later that day. Lauren stands at a hostess stand in a small crepe cafe. Her manager, early 40s, John Early type, walks by and she holds an iPad up to make it look like she is busy. She smiles at him. An older couple walks in and Lauren greets them and shows them to a table. Interior restaurant kitchen. The manager throws back his head up from doing a line of coke off the cutting boards and sort of lifts himself up on the counter, turning around to face the kitchen staff who are not paying attention or confused.
And so I never saw my dad ever again.
He leaves and the kitchen staff continue working. Interior restaurant continuous. Lauren's manager leans over Lauren and changes the appropriate Parisian cafe music to play a dance remix you would hear on the second night of Pride.
How'd you know to seat that two-top at 4?
The restaurant is tiny and completely empty except for the old couple at table 4.
I just kind of figured.
I don't see it in the app, Lauren. If it's not in the app, it's not real, right? Oh, and there's a chip. It's written right here, clear as day, regulars.
He holds up the printed chip, hands it over to her just out of reach. She finally gets it. Lauren reads it.
Right, okay, yeah, I'll get right on this.
Cut to interior restaurant. Lauren is bringing over the 2 delicious-looking cocktails to the older couple. They don't acknowledge her and she begins to place the drinks down.
Miss, we hadn't ordered these.
Just as Lauren is in the midst of gently placing the drink down in front of the older man, he begins to writhe and grumble.
Stop this madness.
He jerks around and raises his arm and spills the drink on himself. Lauren's manager storms in to save the day, practically pushing Lauren out of the way.
Oh, Mr. Olcott, I apologize for her.
A real 14th fades back in. Cut to interior restaurant. Lauren is sitting at the furthest reaches of the restaurant, holding up silverware in the dark as Lauren's manager walks past with the same exact drinks Lauren made before.
I really need someone here who can rock and roll, you know? Oh, whoops. But it was so nice meeting you.
He is greeted by the older couple as their savior for bringing the same exact drinks. They share a moment and all 3 glare back at Lauren in the corner. Interior dive bar venue, Lauren's home. Everyone around Lauren is laughing at a show in the audience, but her, slow-mo. They are all dressed more lively, like hipsters, and she is a little more burnt out. A bit of a late 20s female Big Lebowski. She sips a White Russian and looks up out of sync with the world around her.
Why did I order a White Russian?
Cut to, Lauren stands at the bar where Will, 30s, stands sipping on a pina colada. Lauren is watching the bartender, Shaylin, late 20s, tatted, performatively unavailable, as a young hipster talks loudly in Lauren's ear.
I'm all about this podcast, and I have a web series I want to make, which is kind of a Nathan Fielder thing. Looking for someone to produce that. Basically, I always was a comedian, and I wanted to make satirical shit, but in a douchey way. This January 6th changed a lot of shit for me. So yeah, I like to do stuff that integrates activism and comedy that's funny, you know, like Sacha Baron Cohen or Z-Way. Eventually, I want the podcast to fulfill that too in some way. Does that sound lame? Tell me if it does.
Lauren sees an adorable lesbian couple being cute together at the bar. Lauren looks at a dating app on her phone and she is 99% compatible with a 57-year-old grandma with a CDL license, living 79 miles away in Elkhart, Indiana. She puts her phone down in the bar and finishes her drink, and music underneath. Cut to Interior Cultural Center, audition space, morning. Match cut CU. Lauren is standing in front of an audition panel.
There. Where did you just go then? It's not what we're looking for, but very interesting.
The only person looking at her is supportive, sweet director-playwright Mariano, male, 50s. James, 50s, aka King James, with his reoccurring role in the Renaissance Fair. His phone rings.
Yeah. Hello. Bonnet Sean? This is he. I said, delivered to the 2nd floor. The door should be unlocked.
He gets quickly, as his body allows, bumps into the shared table and exits.
Lauren, are you wearing dark makeup under your eyes?
Lauren smiles and shakes her head a little confused. She looks around to see if anyone else has any response. They don't care at all. Eating, scrolling on phones, obscured behind laptops.
Well, first, thank you so much for coming in. Cold out there. Okay, let's see. Can you try doing that first section, but bigger? Like, imagine you're, let me see here. You're blind in one eye, but you're ambivalent about it. You have an eye patch, and you just don't care who knows it. The happiest you've ever been. Just wait to try it out for size.
Sure, totally. Got it, okay.
You go, girl.
Clarifying question, do I have a peg leg or just the eye patch?
Cut to Interior Cultural Center, stairwell. Lauren sits on the filthy stairs holding her audition binder to her chest with her eyes closed. The audition panel walks by her. She opens her eyes and catches the gaze of Mariana. She opens her mouth to say something.
Lauren, what are you still doing here?
Oh, I just wasn't ready to head back to my apartment just yet. My allergies get really bad at home. Sometimes, most of the time.
She laughs. Mariana looks concerned.
But it's winter. No flora in bloom. You poor creature.
So, I know you probably already have principals cast and...
Mariano takes Lauren's hand in a very theatrical way, perfectly turned out to an audience that is not there.
Lauren, is everything all right?
Yes, relatively.
He looks down at her shoes. The shoes do not match.
Here's the thing. I see you. I see you.
Well, you've been my instructor for all my classes here for the last 5 years, so I see you too, most weeks.
And that's just what I'm saying. I hope you keep signing up. I hope you keep going.
Yeah, it's just getting a little hard to afford. And all that's really left for me to take as far as class offerings is the circus one, you know, like the clowning. And I'm not super flexible.
I'm not going to lie to you. Are you sick?
What? No. I just don't think I stretch enough.
We just feel you seem ill, or homely. And a homely quality? I don't know if that's the right word either. We need for our theatrical season a vibrancy. Our core audience already has one foot in the grave, so to speak, and I hate to say it. The point is, they don't need reminding of that very grim reality. And with you, your mismatched shoes, and what sounds like exposure to black mold, I don't know.
Lauren tries to interrupt. He hushes her. Goes to utz his fingers on her lips, but knuckles a cheek instead.
So cold you are. I know. I get it. There was always a sickness and a darkness to my early work, and by all means, you need to let that take its course. Who are we to stifle your creative journey?
Well, you know, I just can't keep taking classes here. I just can't afford it, and I can't, if I can't get a part and actually, you know, like do the work, then I don't know if it makes sense to take clowning from Lucy to ICP 102.
Wait! I just had an epiphany. What if I told you there was a paid job where you could act and perform and be rotten and dead on the inside to your decayed and downtrodden heart's content?
I guess I would probably take it if it paid legal wages.
Interior Lauren's apartment, day. Lauren walks through the door. All the lights are off, and there is a serious draft coming in. The wind blows the plastic incompletely covering the windows. The living room is filled with moving boxes and furniture out of place. She walks past one of the bedrooms in the cramped railway-style apartment. Through the crack in the door, she sees a pair of eyes staring at her.
Hey.
The eyes just stare back, and Lauren continues on to the kitchen.
Okay.
The darkened figure of a roommate darts out of their room and into the bathroom directly across the hall. They slam the door unseen. Lauren continues on into the kitchen where Mary Root, 70s, Lauren's other desperate Craigslist roommate, eats a single sweet potato in the oven. Mary Root is taking it out with Lauren's scarf.
Oh, hi, Lauren. I didn't hear you come in. I'm so excited for my little treat here. I've been eating it for 2 hours.
It does smell a little like gas in here. Maybe it's just me. Also, the cost to heat homes in the city of Chicago went up like 200% since last year.
Oh, I didn't notice. I can't smell very well. I've been sick all day. My Crohn's is flaring up.
Mary, you have Crohn's?
Oh, yes. I've always found a way to attack myself throughout my whole life.
Have you seen the other,
Who is this?
The other subletter, the other person living with us?
No, never.
Well, the front door was just open and the heat's on, and without the plastic on the windows, it's really expensive.
Oh, I know. I'm freezing. The floor is so cold in there. I thought it was just me. Let's kick it up tonight. What do you say?
Okay, sure.
The other subletter bolts from the bathroom and across the hall to their room like a shadow moving too quickly for Lauren and Mary to see.
Okay, did you have to use the restroom, Mary, before I take a shower?
You'll know.
Lauren looks at the scarf Mary is still using for her kitchen needs.
Can I have my scarf?
As soon as I'm done with it, it's yours.
Interior bathroom, day. Insert Lauren's phone, new voicemails. The ceiling panels have water damage. Lauren stands at the mirror in the dingy, cluttered bathroom. She looks in the mirror and smiles at herself. She cleans the mirror and the smudges from under her eyes. She goes to wash her face. The water in the sink runs a rusty yellow and the light above her flickers out. Meanwhile, voiceover. Voicemail from an aggressive automated voice making threats for past due student loan payments. Voicemail from her mother urging her to move back home. We are so happy you're moving home and no one will judge you. We all make mistakes. Also, Bass Pro is hiring and Ian is doing well. I know some people say he was with the insurrectionist group, but I think he's just being funny, you know. Voicemail from the wise guy property manager who was threatening her. I don't want to be the bad guy here, but no one else is complaining about the mold, so we ain't gonna reduce rent this time, and you're officially past due. I'm a nice guy, truly, but you'll have to vacate the premises at the end of the month if you ain't all caught up and full by then. Lauren lights a candle and sits on a stool next to the shower as steam fills the bathroom. She drinks a beer as she gives her houseplants a steam. Lauren stares at the toilet water, which is blue. She glares at it. She starts to play a new age self-help video by Abraham Hicks. We are molecular beings. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and she is startled by her phone ringing. It's Mariano.
Lauren, I know this is last minute, but what if I told you there was an opening at the med school and you could start today immediately?
Well, I just got home. I'm on an island. I'm Goose Island. I'm on it, and
oh, how you make me laugh! Better catch the ferry. I mean, you don't need to because it's not a real island, and we both know that. I love it. It's so funny. I'll text you the address. Be there by 3. You go, girl.
Lauren looks at the time, and it's already 2:15. Exterior Lauren's apartment day. Lauren finds a rideshare scooter, pays on her phone, goes a few feet and it runs out of juice. She lets it fall to the ground, runs up to another, and scoots away across town to the med school. As she travels across town, we see Chicago landmarks. She stops in front of a giant advertisement for OkCupid as she checks her phone for directions. Product placement? Why not? Interior medical school lobby, afternoon. Through the glass windows, we see Lauren throw the rideshare scooter aside like a piece of garbage as she quickly dismounts and runs to the door. Poor, stupid rideshare scooter. She runs up to the door. It's locked. She desperately peers through the glass. The security guard, female, mid-40s, gruff, doesn't buzz her in.
anyone can read this.
I'm working. I have a purpose here.
Oh, sorry. That's my line.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just for the security guard.
I'm so sorry.
No. I'm sorry. Thank you for doing my line. I'm working. I have a purpose here.
The lock buzzes, but Lauren's timing is off.
Can you do it again?
Lauren finally enters and approaches the security desk.
This is where you need something?
Yeah, I just need anybody to do it.
Are you a student?
No, actually, I'm supposed to be here for work as a standardized patient.
Oh, they don't see patients here, sweetie. This is not a hospital, it's a school.
No, I know. I'm supposed to be here today as an actor to help train the students and doctors, I guess.
Like a warm body for them to examine. Do you have to be naked? Is it considered sex work?
No, I don't think so. It's like pretend. We're supposed to help them with their interpersonal communication skills and,
Bedside manner? Do they probe you?
Lauren is done with this conversation.
Yes, actually, several times by multiple students. Sometimes the doctor isn't even in the room and they say it's okay to do it wrong and see what happens.
Just like the aliens. I didn't know about all this. I'm new here.
She hands Lauren a clipboard.
Just sign in right here. The time is 1:28 p.m.
Lauren signs in, runs to the elevator. It's too slow. She decides to take the stairs just as the elevator doors open behind her. Interior hallway outside small group room. Lauren and Mariano blow past each other, both frazzled. Mariano is wearing a wig very similar to his natural hair. Mariano and Lauren backtrack, and Mariano hands off the case file.
Oh my God, you made it, you wizard of a woman! Here, just go in this room when you're ready.
Lauren starts to read through the pages of the case.
What is this? Do I need all this memorized? 50s, Jewish, lawyer, same-sex partner, recent stress at work, smoking cocaine and heroin to deal with workload and cope. Who wrote this?
As Mariano walks away adjusting his unnecessary wig.
You got this. I have Ebola with a barf bag.
He holds up the bag, elated.
I've never had Ebola, but they pay $25 an hour. Use some of those fine acting skills in your tool belt you paid thousands of dollars for. I believe in you.
So she's smoking the cocaine, so it's technically crack.
Mariano points to his watch that does not exist and gestures to Lauren to get to the classroom. Lauren knocks on the door. An instructing physician cracks it open.
We're not ready for you yet.
The instructor slams door. Lauren turns towards Mariano again, but he has vanished. Lauren rehearses, embodying the character. Pacing in the hallway, adjusting her center and facial expressions as a novice actor might prepare. Amid this, the door suddenly opens. Lauren extends her hand for a handshake. It is not returned. Interior classroom continuous.
Hi, I'm Lauren. Sorry about that. I thought I was running late.
No, we're running behind. Okay, anyone want to give it a try? We can break it down into 2 parts. First person up to do chief complaint and past medical history, and then second up, gather the social history and brief cessation counseling. Really easy. Dana, want to start?
I prefer to be called Tim.
Lauren begins to sit down on the right side of the room.
No, the student will sit here. There. Sit the other chair. Okay, ready?
Lauren switches chairs. Dana sits opposite her.
Hello, Mrs. Feinstein. Yes? What brings you in today?
I'm just here for a checkup. My partner is a little concerned about my health.
Oh, really? I see. And how old are you?
55.
You are 55?
Dana and Lauren look to the instructor.
Just keep going.
Okay, I see. Do you have any current medical conditions that you are being treated for or past hospitalizations?
I take Simba. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. High cholesterol. I take medicine for that. Sorry.
Simvastatin. Let's see. Do you know the dose?
Yeah, in terms the patient can understand.
Ma'am, can you help me?
Yes, I can hear you.
The medication you take for is for high cholesterol.
Yes, I know. I just said.
And how much do you take of that?
Lauren attempts to find it in the case material.
Unlisted, Tim. I don't know.
Great. Okay. Do you have FMMX? Sorry. Do your patients or anyone in your family have medical conditions that may run in your family?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, review of symptoms, Dana. Check the thyroid on this one and tag out.
Again, you can call me Tim. Everyone can call me Tim.
Dana awkwardly picks up the water bottle and hands it to Lauren in a very awkward fashion, not looking at her, but his notes.
Okay, I now want you to take a sip of water. I'm going to put my hands around your throat.
That's enough. Dana, that's good enough. Just try ROS for the sake of time.
My name is Tim. I want to be called Tim. I will now read a list of questions, and you can tell me if you have experienced any of these symptoms in the past 2 weeks. Chills, fever, night sweats, blushing, trouble sleeping, black tarry stool, blood in your urine or stool, sputum.
He does not wait for responses. Lauren looks to the instructor for direction.
Nice job, Dana. Someone else tag in.
Molly, female 20s with a perfect part and hair cleanly pulled back into a bun, gets up eagerly and sits across from Lauren. Molly just smiles at Lauren for a moment, making eye contact, the opposite of Dana. Lauren and Molly have an immediate connection.
Hi. Are you still playing Tim? I mean, Danop. Sorry. Never mind. Go ahead.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? Where do you live?
Lauren looks at the cake. Lauren sits in the driver's seat, watching her play again. Hot brown sits covered in saran wrap with a heart on them on the back. Candace turns to Lauren with tears in her eyes. She takes a deep breath and swallows. Lauren turns the song down. Lauren bravely takes Candace's hand.
This song reminds me of us too. Like lately, a lot of love songs have just been making a lot of sense for the first time.
Candace takes her hand away.
We're not talking about the same thing.
Candace gets out of the car, door slams shut. Interior, older dude's house garage. Candace knocks on the garage door. It slowly lifts as smoke and a terrible Sublime song pours out. Santeria. Kincaid, male 20s, opens the door. Mikey, male 20s, also too old to be hanging out with high school teens, is seen in the background taking a huge rip off a bomb.
Candy, you brought brownies! Oh, I love you, girl.
Interior, older dude's house. Lauren sits next to Mikey on a dingy garage love seat, awkwardly holding hands with him. Lauren looks across the room at Candace and Kincaid making out on a beach folding chair. Cut back to interior classroom. The instructor and all the other students are looking around, confused, but still taking diligent notes as though this is part of the training.
Whoa, okay, let us please get back to the task at hand, ladies. This is supposed to be a focused interview, everyone.
I'm going to give you some resources and websites that you can reference for proper care of sex toys, which is something that is sometimes overlooked, and there's excellent discussion boards. And I would like to take your vitals now, if that's okay. Right up here on the bed, exam table.
Molly gestures to the exam table. Lauren is hesitant. As she approaches, she trips on her chair and it seems painful, but keeps walking.
Okay, I'll just start by listening to your lungs.
Molly places the stethoscope in her ears and the diaphragm on Lauren's chest.
Okay, just 2 big breaths for me.
Molly does not notice she misspoke. Everyone in the room whips their head, exchanging looks. What the heck did she just say to that woman? Molly takes the stethoscope out of her ears.
Beautiful. I mean, that all sounds normal. I'm just going to check your blood pressure now, if that's okay. If you could just raise your sleeve or...
Lauren sits on the exam table. They both realize that Lauren will have to take her blouse off to get to her upper arm. She unbuttons it. Now everyone's heads are up from their laptop. Now in her tank top, Lauren just stares at the clock on the wall. The only sounds are breathing, the pump, blood pressure cuff, and the air being released.
Is your heart rate usually this fast?
Attempts to look at the case file but drops it.
I really don't know.
Molly and Lauren's eyes are locked.
And I really don't know what's happening here today, everyone, but I need to get to a closing for Greystone I just purchased in Lakeview, so I'm going to...
Imperial Med School stares. Lauren is a bit exasperated. She looks back at the room. She walks down the stairs she climbed earlier and sees the area below filled with dense smoke.
Mariano, hello?
Interior Med School atrium continuous. A disaster scene. Triage. Smoke fills the air. Bodies are on the ground. 2 med students, Ember, non-binary 20s. Ember has long braids and speaks with a slight New Orleans accent. And Jacqueline, female 20s, entitled and absurdly polished, both wear bulky contamination scrubs and masks over the body of Rogelio, 60s, a portly man. Jacqueline goes to place a black sticker to signify deceased on the man. Ember hasn't given up.
Jacqueline, that man is not dead. We haven't even checked his body.
You're overthinking this. We are just supposed to be labeling people we can save. There's no way the ED can help everyone.
Interior hallway med school atrium continuous. Diana, female, 50s, director of doctoring and simulation, holds a clipboard and has a stopwatch around her neck. A megaphone comes into frame and with a loud bang pops open the door into Lauren's face as she arrives at the door to the atrium. Angle on Rogelio and the med students over him. Rogelio opens his eyes and is alert.
I'm sorry, but the breakfast burritos they're feeding us here are very much disagreeing with my internals.
Rogelio gets up holding his stomach and jaunts towards the restroom as best he can. Angle on, Diana with her megaphone and clicking her stopwatch. Lauren is yet again too close to a megaphone.
All right, we're gonna call it. Cut the smoke machine.
Jared, 38, white shrew type, appears in the smoke wearing a gas mask and holding the end of an extension cord.
As I've said before, this machine is very finicky. What did I say? Unwieldy. As humans cannot simply stop smoking. This particular technology...
Jared! I said lose the smoke. Let's move. The smell of this fake smoke reminds me of this poorly done quasi-immersive experience I once had in Gatlinburg. My husband and I took our horses, supposed to feel like it's one of those old-timey, unincorporated western towns, you know. The actors were very unusual. Horses were spooked, something was rotten to its core there. Just bad vibes all around.
Lauren and the medical students are staring at Diana.
Anyway, great communication, everyone. You'll unpack it all in the debrief with your preceptors, I'm sure.
Paula, 60s, aloof, holds her breath, walking from the ever-intensifying crop smoke as she drags out 2 medical mannequins with looks of terror on their faces, ridiculous wigs, gaudy costume jewelry, and red lipstick.
Open the doors, Jared. And Paula, we're done here with the triage scenario. Please return all dummies to the simulation lab. Please be careful. They're all very expensive. As I said before, no need to do their costuming and makeup, but thank you for your attention to detail. It's lovely.
I arrived early at 6 a.m. to begin the makeup. And...
It's lovely. Take them to the basement now.
Raj, medical actor, late 20s, crossing by Paula as she drags the medical dummies.
Lovely and expensive, and trying to take my job away, huh? Don't look at me like that, Tesla-ass bitch.
No. Diana continues her shouting back into the megaphone.
Nice work, everyone! You can change out of your contaminant scrubs and leave it all on the 4 tables we have set up, and we're counting masks, so we'll know if they're missing.
Amber and Jacqueline look to each other, offended.
10 minutes to go to the restroom. Coffee, snacks. Learners, you will return to your rooms for feedback. Act Actors, please go back to the clinical suite lounge. Today's a marathon, people. There's a lot happening in the building. Hydrate. If you brought your own water bottle, the fountains are filtered, okay? It looks cloudy, but it just takes a second to settle, all right? Let's shoot.
Diana claps and shoos the medical students. Lauren starts to walk away with them too. Diana finally realizes Lauren is not a part of their group.
You, in the shirt.
Lauren looks down at her shirt and then up, nervous.
Seriously, I'm not being rhetorical. Who are you? Are you my new SP? Mariano's girl? You are, I can tell. Raj!
Diana whistles over Raj.
Raj here will get you up to speed and then see me in my closet. It's an office, but there's no windows, so I jokingly call it a closet. Okay, and show her where the wipes are to get off that moulage. Who did that? Looks great.
Lauren wipes blood from her nose. It's real, from the door that hit her. Diana walks away.
You hungry? You bring any Ziploc bags? That's okay, I have extra.
Raj walks away with his arm around Lauren, and they walk out of frame. The smoke clears a bit and reveals the security guard from before sitting at the same desk this whole time. All the guard is eating ribs.
And I know that's real blood. I can get you some paper towels. You know I hate that door. The design of this whole building is flawed, and when you follow the money...
The conversation fades as they walk down the hall. Lauren looks back. Interior standardized patient lounge. Standardized patients are eating leftovers and laughing. Some on their phones, writing, reading, stretching, or gazing out the window too romantically. Karen Dove, with her dog from the audition earlier, is hovering over a platter of breakfast burritos in deep contemplation. Alternate joke, Sheila and Karen discuss the proximity of the dog to the food and what constitutes an emotional support animal. Still, those burritos are for the humans here.
They're not bad, Karen, but I would heat them up a little if you do decide to have one. They've been sitting for a while.
I don't move my food, and certainly not in a plastic container.
Well, there's a lot of things worse than plastic that are probably killing me already. You know, the toothpaste without fluoride as an active ingredient is a little silly when you're probably drinking water from corroded lead pipes all your life.
I'm a purist and an artist. My temple is my instrument.
I'm just trying to avoid Buddhism today.
Camera moves to the bulletin board where some of the SPs are gathered. Paula puts up a flyer for an improv guild. Raj moves quickly over to the water cooler.
Hold up, Sandy. I want to clean that first. There's algae in there. I would use the simple green, but I think we need something harder.
Complex green.
Paula laughs very loudly. Raj looks at the windowsill where there are value-sized bottles of generic Diet Cola.
You know they use this stuff to clean engines in South America.
Raj begins to pour the cola in the water cooler.
So am I going to get paid for the day, or do you know if I'm hired?
Oh, I think you got the job. There was a situation.
What kind of a situation?
Not a huge deal. There was just a standardized patient in love with a medical student.
Can you share with them?
Thank you. Cheryl is well into her 70s.
That was a twist. Hey, age ain't nothing but a number. Just listen to Steely Dan.
Sandy interjects and laughs an inordinate amount.
Oh, they were doing more than a twist, more like a horizontal limbo.
You are on fire, Sandy. Save some of that for our show.
I curse like a viper through these suburban streets. Hey, 19.
The improvisers all chuckle. One clarifies that is a Steely Dan song. Steph chimes in.
I would argue the limbo is already horizontal, and Steely Dan has always been an inappropriate man.
He was heightened. It's an improv concept. There's a formula to every team. Sandy is our hype man, all right.
I guess I'm not a huge fan of improv then, or Steely Dan. If anyone here is interested in taking themselves seriously, we're having open auditions.
Karen notices Lauren.
For those of you who haven't already auditioned.
Diana enters.
Listen up, guys. Welcome back, everyone, and hello to our new additions. If you have any questions, go to Jared, or you can also find me in the big closet in the center of the clinical suites. I have no windows in my office, so it's technically a closet.
Everyone laughs full-heartedly except for Lauren. One SP utters, "That joke gets me every time."
A few housekeeping issues. Remember to enter in your time correctly. If you don't enter it, you will not get paid. And this, I assume, is why you are here.
James, also from the audition panel earlier, interrupts Diana.
I prefer to receive paper pay stubs for record-keeping purposes.
I still have a stack of yours from last year. But yes, you can all elect for paper stubs, but direct deposit is a lot easier.
And you're saving trees.
I sent mine to Venmo, which is basically my offshore account. I link all my crypto activities there, so.
That too. If you have any computer questions, ask Jared. Jared!
Yes, Diana.
Okay, we have one of the best doctoring programs in the country, and I'm excited to show you off this spring.
Everyone claps awkwardly. The SPs file out. Lauren is left staring at the bulletin board. We see the flyers for the SP Improv Guild, the Speed of Thought players. We hear Sheila approaching, shoving chairs and tables around as she meanders through the small lounge, pushing tables out of the way, tipping chairs over as they get caught on her multiple medical gowns. Lauren pretends not to hear, standing rigidly. Sheila stands next to Lauren for a little while and sighs.
That's our crew. We rehearse twice a week.
You know, honestly, I've been taking a lot of acting classes in the city for some time now, and I just don't know if any of this is for me anymore. You know, I've kind of done spinning my wheels, you know. To think I could have been like an electrical lineman by now, I don't know. You probably won't even see me after today, but it was nice seeing all of you.
When I was your age, I was a social butterfly. I was never just part of one clique. If I were you, I'd have sex with all of them and get out.
What?
Paula is heard shouting from an exam room.
Sheila, Mom, it's time for your appointment with the doctor.
Sheila puts on a hilarious gray wig that sits on the top of her head, extending it so she looks like an ancient Sumerian or an alien. Very bizarre.
Showtime.
Lauren gets an alert on her phone. It is Molly visiting her OkCupid page and liking her profile. Camera finds 96% compatibility. Cut to closed-circuit TV of Marcy and Sheila in exam room with students. Although they are the same age, they are playing mother and daughter in a domestic abuse case.
You said we were going to the mall.
She's forgetful and she won't take her medicine. Sit down, Mom.
Sheila gets up, moving towards the door. A second-year med student is confused and stands to try to stop her. Sheila and the student collide. He falls back, hitting his head on the hand sanitizer mounted on the wall. He sees blood on his hand after touching his head. Everyone freezes. Sheila and Paula look at each other and then up into the lens of the camera, observing them. Interior Trader Joe's evening. Cockeyed optimist plays as Lauren checks out at the register. Her card is declined. She removes several items.
Okay, let's try it now.
It is declined again.
Alrighty, have a good night.
Lauren leaves without any groceries. A Real 14th by Apex Twins echoes from the opening and continues to Interior, Lauren's apartment, evening. Lauren sits playing her guitar and looping a melancholy bridge. There is a pounding from the apartment above signaling for her to stop. She does. Lauren continues packing up her things. Exterior, Lauren's apartment, evening. Lauren is wearing her guitar gig bag and carrying a small dresser with a moving box on top. Exterior, South Shore train platform, evening. Lauren is on a train platform with the box on the dresser and her gig bag. She loads the dresser on the train and is questioned by an older train passenger. "You can't move that on here. You're nuts. Don't you have a car? Or family?"
I'm self-sufficient.
Lauren takes a seat. The dresser is partly in the aisle. "You're blocking the aisle. People will have to use the bathroom." Lauren looks out the window. From the other side of the track, someone is yelling. It's Molly.
Hey, junkie!
Lauren squints through the glasses and sees it is the same med student from earlier and from the dating app. Lauren steps out of the train, and as soon as she does, the door closes and the train takes off with her dresser and box. The older passenger is in the window staring at her as though it serves her right. Molly and Lauren look at each other from across the track.
Guess I missed my train.
Molly smiles at Lauren.
Want to get a drink?
Exterior train tracks night. The train goes off into the distance.
Hey Mom, I know this is really weird and I'll explain later, but the 720 train is going to have that little dresser that Grandma gave me on it. I will be on the train. I will not be on the train, but maybe you and Dad can grab it. The conductors are super nice.
Interior bar night. Molly and Lauren sit at the bar facing each other. Molly drinks a cocktail and Lauren has a beer from a bottle. Option there, the only woman surrounded by gay men.
So from Hopkins, I went to for the pre-medical program, and then I was immediately accepted here. Did you always want to be a medical actor?
Sort of. I originally wanted to go to DePaul for their acting conservatory, but I wore plaid pajama pants during the movement segment of the audition, and everybody else they were like in these very serious black leotards.
I live in Lululemon.
Lauren does not know what Lululemon is. And the bar is pretty noisy. Option, it is a musical theater to Molly's drink.
Oh, is there lemon in it? It looks good.
What? So what were you saying of the audition?
Yeah, so they said to dress in comfortable clothing, and I took that very seriously, but I don't think it looked quite right, and I also used a monologue from a monologue book, and they expressly told me, and then expressly told them I did after they said not to, and so I kind of blew it. I don't really know what happened after all that. Do you want another drink?
No.
Lauren starts to spiral again.
Oh, okay, yeah. I should probably get going anywhere. Get going anyway. I'm sure you have to like study bones. I mean, like not like an archaeologist or a paleontologist, but anatomy. Obviously, I did undergrad for some time, so I do know the difference.
Molly moves closer to Lauren and puts her hand on Lauren's leg and smiles. Lauren starts her rant. She blushes. They smile at each other.
I would, however, love to get some food. Do you know a place close to here?
Option, Molly and Lauren leave. A bar patron says, I'm so glad that they left. Exterior, Duke's hot dog stand night. Lauren and Molly stand outside the ordering window looking at the menu.
But what is a pizza puff?
It can't be explained any clearer than that. I'm sorry.
They chuckle. The hot dog stand employee slides open the window.
All right, ladies, that'll be $8.72.
Molly goes to pay with her Amex.
Cash only.
Oh, that's okay.
Molly only has 50s and 100s. She puts a 50 on the counter. The employee points to a no bills over $20 sign.
I know this story.
Lauren opens her wallet. She takes out a Duke's hot dog punch card and slides that on the counter first. She finds some crumpled singles and exact change to pay for the bill. The tip is in quarters.
I know you guys always need change, so.
Exterior stoop night. Lauren and Molly are sitting on the front steps of a beautiful gray stone with a tree next to the stoop. It's Molly's building. Molly and Lauren are eating their hot dogs and pizza puff. Lauren is eating less and admiring Molly more.
So what's the difference between a sport pepper and a regular pepper?
What?
The sport pepper is more agile.
Wow. You know what you are?
Molly scoots closer to Lauren.
What?
A hot dog.
Yes, you are what you eat.
No, you're supposed to ask me why or say a hot dog. Hey.
Oh, okay.
Putting on an old-timey voice.
Say, a hot dog? What do you mean by that?
She waves her fist.
Because you're a real winner. Like, winner.
Lauren smiles and nods.
Get it?
Yeah, that's really nice.
They fall into a kiss. The lights are on the tree next to them. On the stairs switch on, and the lights on the tree next to them on the stairs switch on, and they were illuminated. Interior Lauren's apartment, Lauren's bedroom morning. Lauren opens her eyes and is once again on the deflated mattress in her shitty apartment. Mary Root can be heard from the kitchen banging on a pot and singing Cockeyed Optimist. Cut to interior SP Lounge day. The SP's chit-chat as Diana enters to start returning.
If it weren't related to an STI, don't you think chlamydia would be a beautiful name for a girl?
Okay, everyone, we're going to focus on a little feedback training today. A refresher for some of you.
Yeah, what about when someone just rubs you the wrong way? Like, if they remind you of your ex-wife?
As you know, we strive for specific feedback that is constructive to the learners using I felt statements based on observable behavior, right? So everyone, how about this? Let's write down some of those things that just don't sit well with us and see about giving helpful feedback.
SPs grumble and write. Lauren begins writing. They reconvene.
All right, got some stuff down? So let's practice. Patience. Patience. Standardized patience. See what I did there?
Everyone agrees. She's good.
Lauren, why don't you start? Read for us what you have.
I wasn't really sure what this was based on, but these things bother me. So yeah, so I have When you make the toilet water in my own home blue, it makes me feel shitty, like I'm living in a gross office building in the 90s.
Everyone just stares at Lauren.
When you use the word gig to describe employment, it makes me feel shitty as well, as like a vagabond of sort.
Everyone continues to stare. Some do nod in agreement.
I'll go. When wash your hands prior to the physical exam, I felt safe.
Oh, okay, like patience, okay, got it.
Lauren sits down embarrassed. Raj leans over to Lauren.
Hey, little improv rehearsal tonight if you're feeling frisky.
Raj hands Lauren a hand-drawn map for the rehearsal.
Raj, why didn't you give us your example?
But, of course, when you summarized my symptoms and reflected back to me the impact of my condition is having on my social life, I felt listened to and supported.
Raj winks at Lauren. Interior dive bar venue, Lauren talks, evenings. Lauren stands just where she was before. Will is in the same place at the bar as well, drinking a blue cocktail out of what appears to be a large fishbowl. Shaylin is working the bar, and Derek is on the small stage again, telling depressing jokes.
I actually have a list of flowers I want to smell before I did. I call it my bouquet list. My bouquet list.
He looks down at his journal.
It's going pretty good. I think I may even be able to pay last month's rent. Maybe stick around a little longer.
See what happens when you just do this. You guys know how some dogs can say I love you, but my dad can't say it.
And the people I work with are pretty cool too. A lot of retirees and disillusioned improvisers.
I get a tooth pulled later this week, and all I can think of is you and my teeth are trying to.
Do you ever feel like everyone we know in comedy is like professionally sad?
Stand-up is for the clinically depressed, and improv is for the socially awkward.
Will takes a very long sip of his fishbowl cocktail. Interior basement of rundown theater. Lauren walks down a dingy hallway with leaky pipes. This is somehow the hallway leading to the Kumite from the movie Bloodsport. I don't know. It's scary. Lauren arrives at the door to a room with a light bulb inside a person's head hand-painted on the door. She opens the door to find most of the SPs from work. Paula, Sheila, Teresa, Raj, Sandy, and a few other eccentric people she has never met before. They all turn to her.
Lauren!
Oh my
God.
That's right, look, it's Lauren.
Amidst this very strange, overly enthusiastic greeting, Sheila begins slowly clapping and winks at Lauren.
Right on. Right on.
Cut to bad improv montage. They are now circled up and doing a slow and laborious game of zip, zap, zop. One of the eccentric people she has never seen before just sits in the corner with a keyboard adding disjointed color. Teresa is getting inordinately frustrated with the group's inability to get it right, although the exercise is meant to be fun.
Zip!
Oh my God, Sandy, it's Zap. Just say Zap.
Stop!
Zip. Zip. Damn it, Paula, it's Zap. Okay.
After the montage of ridiculous vocal warm-ups overlapping.
Unique New York.
New York.
New York.
The big bug. What?
Big black bear and a big black bear.
Blood. Babette.
Stop saying Babette. It's stupid.
A very tired and strange rendition of the improv game Fred Schneider. Two-person scenes. They are very bad. No agreement, no energy. But everyone aside from Raj and Lauren produce polite, obligatory laughter at everything in the scene. Cut to. Raj and Lauren go up next for a two-person scene. It's a little more upbeat. They are actually happy to be improvising with each other.
So what brings you to the clinic today, miss? Well, it looks like you just clawed the area in your chart where patients usually print their names. That's fine.
I'm sorry, doctor. I guess you can say I've been feeling a little out of sorts lately.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have systems of support or people you can turn to in your life when you're feeling a little blue?
Well, when I'm feeling a little down, I put on red lipstick and then I feel really unhinged.
That's great to hear.
I'm looking to get back on some medications.
Let me guess. Car accident. L1, L2 vertebrae. And it was Dr. Patel. who prescribed you the opioids and Xanax.
Raj starts to laugh and Lauren does the same.
Oh, how we kid. It's good to laugh. Anyway, I'm just going to ask you a series of questions about your overall health first, if that's all right. All right? Did you say you're sleeping well?
No, I don't have an alarm clock, so I can't really go to sleep. I can only rest easy because I don't want to be late for things.
Okay, well, studies have shown that restful sleep is very important. If you like, I can write your prescription for an alarm clock today.
Very good.
They end the scenes themselves and smile at each other. They turn to look out at the rest of the improvisers. Some have fallen asleep. Cut to interior basement of rundown theater kitchen. The improv group is drinking Kool-Aid from all sorts of different cups found in a broken cabinet. The eccentric is still playing the backing accompaniment. Lauren politely declines the Kool-Aid.
You can stop playing now. Please, stop. Thanks. So, great rehearsal, everyone. I have a page lined up for us, and I don't want us to look like bums, so I want you to look sharp. So let's wear black and lime green. Okay?
Raj and Lauren look at each other. Interior Lauren's apartment, morning. Lauren opens her eyes.
I am young.
Dark, dark, dark starts to play. The rest of the room in the deflated air mattress, still on the ground, but with a renewed perspective. The song plays into the following montage showing Lauren working successfully as a medical simulation actor and having fun doing the bizarre things he entails. Birthing simulation. Running from a security guard to a basement tunnel with big aid from a NICU for a security training room. Lauren cries in the simulation with the student, and the student also starts to cry. Lauren gives a thumbs up to the security guard. Wilderness combat emergency response. Lauren gets medical knowledge applied to her and lays on the ground as med students try and drag her to safety. Lauren plays a manic patient wearing a red beret, bright red lipstick, and costume jewelry. Diana gives Lauren a high five. And montage. Interior, Molly's apartment. It's an upscale modern apartment with all the comforts.
Is your roommate home? Roommates. Ember is helping lead the blind down a jogging path or something and then going to the prison to help implement a nutrition plan. She'll be staying the night at their sister's after that, and Jacqueline went to her second cousin's wedding in Monaco, I believe.
Officially alone, they quickly start kissing. Cut to Molly's apartment, Molly's bedroom note. Molly's room is immaculate, and like a bedroom she has been living in for years. All the furniture matches perfectly, and it is very plush. Lauren and Molly are laying in bed together under the covers in each other's arms. They're speaking very quietly, an intimate and vulnerable moment. Interior, Molly's apartment, Molly's bedroom. Molly and Lauren are very close and appear euphoric. They are under the covers and are speaking to each other enthusiastically.
I had this really weird time when I came back from college on my break, and I was trying to play Christmas music to make things like nice, I guess, for myself, really. And my mom was so stressed, and my older brother was having a problem with opiates, and we'd moved to this like smaller house, and my mom was drunk, and I had never seen her drunk like that, and all these things and people around me were crumbling, and I could see the cracks now. And my oldest brother was going to be leaving for the night, but he didn't want me to hear. My mom was saying to my dad about him being a loser and really fucking up, and so he set me up in the basement where he was living, and then he set me up on his old Nintendo, the one he never let me play on growing up. And in those moments, I felt like the ideal that I had for my life, like my former self, just wasn't realistic or practical for me anymore. It's like the rug was ripped out from under me, and the floor was cold. and so I've been a little slow going after my dreams since then, I suppose. I'm sorry, is there something that you think maybe has impacted you, or to want to be a doctor, maybe?
Well, as a child, my sister had high cholesterol because she ate too much brie. As a family, we could never get ice cream. We had to do yogurt and such instead.
Lauren stares blankly up at the ceiling. What My Last Girl Put Me Through by Nicholas Jarre begins to play. Interior medical school examiner. Raj is sitting opposite Jacqueline, who is now very tan after reading today. He has his phone out and is wearing a black My Chemical Romance t-shirt that is very tight. He has a fake piercing in his nose.
So, it says here you're having some itching, some pain upon urination.
Raj keeps his head on his phone and plays a game on this.
So?
Well, we want to make sure you're okay. See if we can get you feeling better.
Are you gonna tell my mom?
Tell your mom about what?
About what's wrong with me?
No, we don't have to do that. As long as you are safe. Your safety and health is the most important thing.
Whatever, man.
It says here in your chart this isn't your first time in the clinic. Is that true?
No, it's my 8th. I'm drinking and abusing my ADD meds, too.
Jacqueline is annoyed.
How old are you?
15.
It's quite an impressive beard there.
Hey, take this seriously, kid. Be professional. Come on, you're supposed to be a doctor one day.
This is ridiculous. Get a real job.
Jacqueline exits the room.
Wow.
Interior medical school, medical actor lounge. Sheila and Lauren are standing in the lounge in front of a small bookcase. Sandy takes one of the books and sits down and begins to read.
Is it so hard to make time to read?
Yeah, there's so many books I don't really seem to finish.
Well, maybe this is your story now.
Sheila and Lauren share a smile. There is a chirp on Lauren's phone. Lauren looks down at her phone and then sneaks away looking very conspicuous. Interior medical school bathroom. Lauren quietly enters the bathroom.
Hello?
Hello?
Molly?
The door on the fourth stall opens and Molly hand waves. Lauren walks over cautiously. They whisper.
Is there anyone in here?
I have to get back to my lecture. We're learning about DVTs and blood clots, which is actually very common.
We're on our lunch. I'm playing this sad teen.
They kiss. They are both surprised, and then they just smile at each other. The door is heard slamming open. It's Jacqueline.
No, I apologize. I do not have a tampon.
Is he doing?
Molly nods.
Oh, it's you. I just left my simulation, like walked out early. These people they have working here are morons.
I have to get back to my lecture.
Molly exits. Jacqueline tries to open Lauren's stall. Lauren is stuck in the stall standing on the toilet, which she realizes doesn't make any sense. Why would this stall be locked from the inside? Jacqueline goes to the next stall. Interior Cindy's rooftop at the Chicago Athletic Association Hotel. Elevator evening. Molly and Lauren stand in the elevator.
You dress funny. You're a hipster.
The elevator stops and they exit. Molly, then Lauren.
No, I'm just kind of bored.
Lauren gestures after you, and they exit. Interior Cindy's rooftop at the Chicago Athletic Association Hotel, evening. Molly and Lauren are sitting next to each other at a long table overlooking Lake Michigan.
Have you ladies decided? Any drinks?
Lauren is smiling, making eye contact with the waiter, and to Molly and back to the waiter, and Molly has her head down.
I'll have a Manhattan.
The waiter and Lauren look at Molly, and she is still not acknowledging the service. The waiter walks away.
You know, I don't think there are any medical students here, yet I still feel so sneaky.
It's not a big deal. You'll have to interact with my roommates eventually.
Do I don't want to get in trouble. If all the actors in the program had to sign this contract about sexual harassment and unethical relationships.
Wait, what? That's so dumb. It's not like the feedback the actors give actually affects our grades or anything.
Well, I think it may help bump you up to honors if you do really well. I think I heard that, but I'm not sure. Diana did tell me that if that I would be removed like that if she found that I was partying with any of the students. She like actually snapped her fingers. It was odd and cool.
She left.
I think they have had issues in the past.
Ooh, I'm nervous now. I don't want to get in trouble.
No, I would never. I would never give you the cases ahead of time. I probably won't even see you in an actual grading situation. We just have to be careful. Like, don't introduce me to any of your friends.
I can trust my friends. That's why they're my friends. This is not fair. I had to hide my relationship once before. I don't want to do it again.
When did you have to hide a relationship before?
With Margaret.
The waiter sits down with her.
Who's Margaret?
She was my therapist.
Is it all right?
It's delicious, thank you. Molly, are you ready to order?
Molly automatically takes a staged photo of the drink from overhead and sends it to her Instagram story.
It's not fair. Why don't you quit?
Lauren looks at the waiter and gestures. Just one more minute.
Because I need a job. It's a good position for me.
Yeah, but my entire medical career is at stake. This isn't fair. You can just get another job.
Lauren takes another sip.
Let's just be really careful. The waiter's gonna come back, so we should probably decide what we want.
I think sounds good.
Interior medical exam room. Ember, who speaks with a slight accent, Creole, intelligent, personable, enters the medical exam room. James sits at the exam table with his arms crossed. Ember sanitizes their hands at the phone dispenser and walks over to James with her hands reached out.
Hello, Mr. Johnson. I'm Ember Boyd, and I'm working with them.
Why don't you actually wash your hands? You haven't heard of the super germ?
Absolutely, I apologize.
Ember goes over to the sink and washes their hands. There isn't any soap over there, but they do it anyway.
All right, all cleaned up. As I was saying, I am a medical student working with the doctor today. And I was asked to come in here to follow up with you about your recent diagnosis of diabetes.
You know, you look young enough to be in high school. You look like you should be a rap singer or something.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, but I would appreciate if we could move forward. It's important for your care here today that I gather all the information I need. And you know, it is a timed event.
I'm training you for the real world. In the real world, where I can't get a damn straight answer on whether or not I should get a tooth pulled. This whole healthcare system is a runaround, and so you're gonna have to deal with people much worse than me. You need to be prepared to handle it. I'm gonna fight your head off.
Mr. Johnson, are you aware of what to look for and how to treat your diabetes and the consequences if left untreated?
Do I look like an idiot to you?
I would now like to perform a brief physical exam, Mr. Johnson. Would you please remove your socks?
Why don't you help me with that?
Diana, the program director, bursts open the door.
Amber, you can prepare for your next station, and we will reschedule another time for this case.
Amber leaves on the verge of tears, and Diana shuts the door behind them.
What the hell do you think you're doing, derailing a student like that? Your behavior is beyond inappropriate.
Funny, I don't see it that way at all. We're hired to stimulate reality.
You are hired here to teach students a little bit about what empathy means, and as far as I'm concerned, before you teach something, you have to have some understanding of the subject matter.
I am told to express how a student doctor makes me feel. I guess not everyone is entitled to their opinion anymore.
Not everyone is as despicable as you. Get out. You're done here. Get back to the rent fair.
She walks to the door.
You can keep your gown and sheet. I don't feel like going through the trouble of burning it.
Interior simulation lab. There are medical mannequins on stretchers and a two-way mirror on one of the walls. Raj stands behind a mannequin that is wearing a wig and Grateful Dead vanity. Raj is playing a concerned family member in this case. Jacqueline and a nursing student are also behind the mannequin on a stretcher.
Is he comfortable breathing like that?
Your father has been diagnosed with COPD. Do you know what that is?
Looks like he's having some trouble breathing. Please, you have to do something.
Sir, if you'd like to take a seat, we can...
Help him, please!
Jacqueline forcefully raises the arm above the mannequin's head and they break off. Jared rushes out from the control room.
No, nobody move.
Where were you when that student put a tuning fork inside of my ear?
Calm down. Just fix it.
Do you have any idea how much these things cost? This one is $60,000.
Why?
It's a chest. Its chest rises and falls to simulate breathing.
So?
Raj takes a few rapid, deep breaths.
And that one over there is $80K. It can blink one eye at a time.
So can I.
We prefer the dummies, and my tuition pays for them, so...
Interior Molly's apartment, evening. Amber and Jacqueline sit at the dining room table eating sushi. Molly walks in.
Ooh, I didn't know you were ordering.
Kind of eating our feelings tonight.
What happened?
Both had major issues again with the freak standardized patients. Like, where do they even find these people? It's such a waste of time.
Molly walks into the kitchen, then gets up the strength to walk back.
So, there's something I need to tell you both. I'm in love, and it's with one of those people, and she's meeting my parents tomorrow. That's how serious I am. And you guys can't see anything, okay?
Amber and Jacqueline gasp.
Molly. Oh my God, you sneaky Jezebel. I thought someone was here the other night. That's so cool.
Yeah, like fully in love, pretty sure.
You can't be. They can't be all bad. Honestly, it was just this creep today. But I'm pretty sure he was immediately fired. It was pretty badass.
I wonder what your parents will think.
Molly walks back into the kitchen. Interior, exterior, city sidewalk in motion. Lauren and Molly walk quickly down the sidewalk, running late. Lauren's hair is still kind of wet and she is dressed a little differently.
Why is your hair weirder than usual? I don't understand. I said try to look nice, or at least like normal for my parents.
Lauren checking her hair in the window and then catching up.
This is what happens when I try. You made me nervous.
Molly stops, turns to Lauren.
Can you just tell them you're in marketing?
Marketing what? You're making me so unnecessarily nervous.
Lauren puts her arm around Molly to comfort her.
Listen, it's going to be fine. And hey, why don't you invite them to Speed of Thought tonight? I have like 15 comps. Invite your roomies too.
Molly shakes her head and smiles.
There's no way I'm inviting my parents.
But maybe Jacqueline and Ember, I think it would help them with their distaste for you and your coworkers.
Oh, really?
Distaste, all right, but please prepare for my parents, just in case something comes up.
It's not going to come up.
Option. Lauren and Molly arrive at the restaurant Molly's parents chose. Molly notices it's where she used to work.
Wait, your parents are here?
Interior restaurant, the same great cafe Lauren used to work. Lauren and Molly sit across from Molly's well-to-do mom and dad. They are nice, but you can tell a bit more refined. Lauren's old manager is pouring water at their table, although they do not need the refill. Lauren's water is at the brim.
So what do you do, Lauren?
Marketing.
Oh, what do you market, Lauren?
Marketing. I'm in marketing. Can you give me another glass, by the way? I hate to be a pain, but there was something that looked like cocaine on it. Just kidding. It was probably flour. Grapes, thank you so much.
Interior Lauren's apartment evening. Mary Ruth knocks on the door of the unseen roommate.
Hi there. Not sure if you're free tonight, but our superstar Lauren is going to be in a real comedy review. If you want to join me, I'll be leaving in 14 minutes.
Mary smiles, pleased with herself. She is holding one of those blue tablets for the toilet water. She walks into the bathroom. Interior bathroom continuous. Mary throws a toilet tablet into the toilet like she's pushing it away.
Let her have a good show.
Interior Black Box Theater improv show. Danoff sits with Mary Root in the front row. Molly is in attendance with Jacqueline and Ember, and they sit in the back row. The Speed of Thought players take the stage in their matching black outfits, each with some flair of lime green. It is a series of terrible scenes. Much like the improv rehearsals, but even more disastrous. Jacqueline is laughing at them in a cruel way and making fun of them. The improvisers start to play a short-form improv game where they make a different choice every time Paul rings the bell. Sandy is not in any scenes, and the only one he has is really sad. He finally steps into his own scene.
In the morning, I start the day with a black cup of coffee and 3 eggs. And I'm alone. I read the newspaper aloud to the photos on my wife and dog who are no longer by my side. I seek comfort in my work. I take on the lives of others, and for a while, my life is brighter and fuller, and I am so much more.
Paula finally hits the bell.
Change.
Sandy starts to tear up. Paula hits the bell again.
Change.
I can't change.
Change, Sandy. A good choice.
I can't change. God damn it, I can't change.
Raj looks at Molly and the rest of the team. He walks into the scene.
I can't change.
Molly does the same.
Sorry, I should be there. I can't change.
They all join in and start chanting together.
I can't change. I can't change. I can't change.
Mary Root starts a slow clap in the audience. Danoff watches her and looks to Sandy somewhat moved, sympathetic. Jacqueline is laughing her ass off. Everyone else in the audience is uncomfortable. Blackout. Cut to interior green room. Molly and Lauren steal a moment together.
That was so wild. I'm actually really glad your parents didn't come to this one.
Molly nods, trying to be supportive, but can't hide.
Lauren, what do you want to do? Really, like, who do you want to be?
What do you mean? What are you saying? I thought we'd, get a drink, have some fun. I know there was some existential stuff out there, but...
Not everyone is as despicable as you. Get out. You're done here. Let's get back to the rent fair.
She walks to the door.
You can keep your gown and sheet. I don't feel like going through the trouble of burning it.
Interior simulation lab. There are medical mannequins on stretchers and a two-way mirror on one of the walls. Raj stands behind a mannequin that is wearing a wig and Grateful Dead band-tee. Raj is playing a concerned family member in this case. Jacqueline and a nursing student are also behind the mannequin on the stretcher.
Is he comfortable breathing like that?
Your father has been diagnosed with COPD. Do you know what that is?
Looks like he's having some trouble breathing. Please, you have to do something.
Sir, if you'd like to take a seat, we can...
Help him, please!
Jacqueline forcefully raises the arm above the mannequin's head and they break off. Jared rushes out from the control room.
No, nobody move.
Where were you when that student put a tuning fork inside of my ear?
Calm down. Just fix it.
Do you have any idea how much these things cost? This one is $60,000.
Why?
Its chest rises and falls to simulate breathing.
So?
Raj takes a few rapid, deep breaths.
And that one over there is 80K. You can blink one eye at a time.
So can I.
We prefer the dummies, and my tuition pays for them, so.
Interior of Molly's apartment, evening. Ember and Jacqueline sit at the dining room table eating sushi. Molly walks in.
Ooh, I didn't know you were ordering.
Kind of eating our feelings tonight.
What happened?
Both had major issues again with the freak standardized patients. Like, where do they even find these people? It's such a waste of time.
Molly walks into the kitchen, then gets up the strength to walk back.
So, there's something I need to tell you both. I'm in love, and it's with one of those people, and she's meeting my parents tomorrow. That's how serious I am. And you guys can't say anything, okay?
Ember and Jacqueline gasp.
Molly, oh my God, you sneaky Jezebel. I thought someone was here the other night. That's so cool.
Yeah, like fully in love, pretty sure.
It can't be. They can't be all that. Honestly, it was just this creep today. But I'm pretty sure he was immediately fired. It was pretty badass.
I wonder what your parents will think.
Molly walks back into the kitchen. Interior, exterior, city sidewalk in motion. Lauren and Molly walk quickly down the sidewalk, running late. Lauren's hair is still kind of wet and she is dressed a little differently.
Why is your hair weirder than usual? I don't understand. I said try to look nice, or at least like normal for my parents.
Lauren checking her hair in the window and then catching up.
This is what happens when I try. You made me nervous.
Molly stops, turns to Lauren.
Can you just tell them you're in marketing?
Marketing what? You're making me so unnecessarily nervous.
Lauren puts her arm around Molly to comfort her.
Listen, it's going to be fine. And hey, why don't you invite them to Speed of Thought tonight? I have like 15 comps. Invite your roomies too.
Molly shakes her head and smiles.
There's no way I'm inviting my parents, but maybe Jacqueline and Ember. I think it would help them with their distaste for you and your coworkers.
Oh, really?
Distaste, all right, but please prepare for my parents, just in case something comes up.
It's not going to come up.
Option. Lauren and Molly arrive at the restaurant Molly's parents chose. Molly notices it's where she used to work.
Wait, your parents are here?
Interior restaurant, the same creative cafe Lauren used to work. Lauren and Molly sit across from Molly's well-to-do mom and dad. They are nice, but you can tell a bit more refined. Lauren's old manager is pouring water at their table, although they do not need the refill. Lauren's water is at the brim.
So what do you do, Lauren?
Marketing.
Oh, what do you market, Lauren?
Marketing. I'm in marketing. Can you give me another glass, by the way? I hate to be a pain, but there was something that looked like cocaine on it. Just kidding. It was probably flour. Grapes, thank you so much.
Interior Lauren's apartment evening. Mary Ruth knocks on the door of the unseen roommate.
Hi there. Not sure if you're free tonight, but our superstar Lauren is going to be in a real comedy review. If you want to join me, I'll be leaving in 14 minutes.
Mary smiles, pleased with herself. She is holding one of those blue tablets for the toilet water. She walks into the bathroom. Interior bathroom continuous. Mary throws a toilet tablet into the toilet like she's pushing on a window.
Let her have a good show.
Interior Black Box Theater improv show. Danoff sits with Mary Root in the front row. Molly is in attendance with Jacqueline and Ember, and they sit in the back row. The Speed of Thought players take the stage in their matching black outfits, each with some flair of lime green. It is a series of terrible scenes. Much like the improv rehearsals, but even more disastrous. Jacqueline is laughing at them in a cruel way and making fun of them. The improvisers start to play a short-form improv game where they make a different choice every time Paul rings a bell. Sandy is not in any scenes, and the only one he has is really sad. He finally steps into his own scene.
In the morning, I start the day with a black cup of coffee and 3 eggs. And I'm alone. I read the newspaper aloud to the photos on my wife and dog who are no longer by my side. I seek comfort in my work. I take on the lives of others, and for a while, my life is brighter and fuller, and I'm so much more.
Paula finally hits the bell.
Change.
Sandy starts to tear up. Paula hits the bell again.
Change.
I can't change.
Change, Sandy. A new choice.
I can't change. God damn it, I can't change.
Raj looks at Molly and the rest of the team. He walks into the scene.
I can't change.
Molly does the same.
Sorry, I should be. I can't change.
They all join in and start chanting together.
I can't change! I can't change! I can't change!
Mary Root starts a slow clap in the audience. Danop watches her and looks to Sandy somewhat moved, sympathetic. Jacqueline is laughing her ass off. Everyone else in the audience is uncomfortable. Blackout. Cut to interior green room. Molly and Lauren steal a moment together.
That was so wild. I'm actually really glad your parents listened to this one.
Molly nods, trying to be supportive, but can't hide.
Lauren, what do you want to do? Really, like, who do you want to be?
What do you mean? What do you say? I thought we'd, like, get a drink, have some fun. I know there was some existential stuff out there, but you're not being serious asking me this right now, are you?
Lauren kisses Molly, takes her by the hand, and they walk out to the bar. Interior, Molly's apartment, Lauren's bedroom. Quick montage time lapse of Lauren and Molly before bed.
Can you give me some water, please? So dehydrated. So afraid of Jacqueline sitting on me.
Looking at their phones.
You said you were only going to play 2 games of dots.
Double checking the line.
I hate waking up so early. It makes me so nervous. I have pain in my leg.
Comedically helping each other stretch.
I'm really worried about my leg. What if it's a blood clot?
It's not a blood clot.
Cut to interior, exterior, urgent care clinic. Molly waits in her car as Lauren runs out of the clinic.
They don't have an ultrasound machine.
It's just a couple of rooms and supposedly a nurse practitioners here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They drive off. Interior emergency department lobby. Lauren and Molly sit in the crowded waiting area. Time lapse of them waiting uncomfortably in the chairs. Lauren is standing in front of the vending machine. She sits back down next to Molly.
Grandma's Cookies is just smiling as sweet as she can from in there, knowing well and good she's packed with trans fats. It ain't right. Does she even know?
Clock now shows 2 a.m. Interior ultrasound room. An ultrasound tech, male 50s, scans Molly's legs.
All right, cold jelly.
He squirts ultrasound gel in her leg. The container is almost empty, so very little comes out. He keeps trying as it makes squirt noises while chatting them up. There are several other full tubes visible.
You gals are here late.
Yeah.
Sisters, cousins, or do we have a true friend here with you?
I'm here with my partner.
The tech scans the leg. Molly looks over to Lauren and they smile at each other.
Well, get to work on that business, ladies, because you're clear to go. Clot free.
Lauren begins to wheel Molly out. Molly looks a little embarrassed.
It's good to see young entrepreneurship.
Interior hospital hallway. Lauren pushes Molly in a red wheelchair. Not quite a wheelchair, but more of a red cart. Molly wears a medical gown and has a blanket.
All this because she wanted someone to push her in a red cart, huh?
Molly squints and shakes her fist.
You'll see. You'll all see.
They're happy together. Cut to interior med school cadaver lab the next day. Molly's looking very tired from standing around a body with a group of other students. Her eyes start to doze and she is jolted awake by...
Hey Molly, I think I saw this employee on OkCupid.
Todd is pointing to the cadaver on the exam table.
I heard you might be into that.
Some other med students laugh. Molly, embarrassed, leaves the lab. Interior Molly's bedroom noon. Molly, still upset, comes back from her morning classes to find Lauren still in bed.
Hello, hello.
A brief kiss.
Hey, it's noon. You did go to work this morning.
Okay, so I have this idea that I'm super excited about. It's called the Googly Eye Project. Okay, so the whole idea is that I get or make or whatever these like gigantic googly eyes and put them on hills and other prominent landmarks and municipal structures around town.
I'm sorry. What are you saying? I'm just super stressed right now, and you're still here. I just can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was up with you all night at the hospital for your non-existent blood clot, for which you had like 0 likelihood of actually having. I'm just asking you to take like 40 minutes to help me with do something that is really important to me, even if it just sounds like we're going to be putting big googly eyes on stuff around town. It's not.
Help you? Help yourself. I can't help you.
Lauren gets out of bed and begins to gather her things scattered around the room. Try to put together an outfit with what she has.
I'm in medical school, but it's clear you don't even understand that because you jeopardize it every day. You refuse to get a real job. And you can't wear those cowboy boots with gray sweatpants. Are those my pants? They're too small.
These are cowboy boots, and they looked really cool with my dress last night, okay? And I'm sorry my dad isn't rich and I just can't go to school and live in my plush little world with an unnecessary amount of fleece and poke every other day.
Hey, that's not fair. I have an omega-3 deficiency.
I have a job that I'm good at, and that I don't hate that will allow me to scrape by until the next thing.
You're good at it because you need help. You're good at playing a depressed person because you are. You're not a well-functioning person. You don't see that? And what's the next thing, Lauren? You don't take care of yourself, or you don't take yourself or anything seriously, so there's never going to be a next thing. And it's not my job to fix that for you. I can't fix that for you.
Lauren comes out of the gate. She starts to tear up to me. Interior Cultural Center evening. The speed of thought players are standing around in a circle playing a warm-up game. Lauren, still wearing her strange ensemble from Molly's, enters looking distraught. She tries to compose herself and joins the game.
Zip,
Zap, zap.
zip.
She sends it to Sandy, but he's distracted by his shoe.
Sandy, wake up. Fuck this. Excuse me? Leave that poor sad old man alone.
Everyone looks at each other.
Hey,
We all know this is going nowhere. We're going nowhere. And when you take what minuscule amount of joy out of this room with your pointless critique, you are only hastening our march to the grave. We got the short of the stick, people. Pick your poison or maybe grow the F up. There is no joy and no hope left here!
Lauren makes a grand exit, kicks the door open into a trash can, injuring her knee. She walks away with a limp. Song, Plastics by Moses Sunday. Exterior street, night. Lauren is limping off into the night.
Lauren, hey. What the hell was that, Lauren?
Leave me alone!
He catches up to her easily.
What's going on? Talk to me.
I'm tired. Molly broke with me because I'm a fucking loser, okay?
Lauren.
I didn't mean to say that to them. I have just spent so much time and money and my life and energy pouring myself into something, just spinning my wheels, and now it's nothing, and I'm nothing. And I just want to go, okay? Can you please just back off? Just let me walk away right now.
Raj nods. Exterior Molly's apartment, evening. A delivery driver carefully dismounts their bike and gently removes an expertly packed package. Jacqueline violently opens the door and takes it from her.
You should have been here like a minute ago. I reported it on the app.
She slams the door. Interior Molly's apartment kitchen. Jacqueline is making tea for two and has set up the ostentatious 3-tier pastry tray just delivered. Molly walks in.
Oh, hey, I was just about to bring this to you.
She hands Molly the teacup.
Thanks.
Interior bar, Lauren's haunt. Lauren is back at her old haunt at the bar talking with Shaylin, the bartender, and Will. Derek, a depressed comedian, is still performing. Sadder than ever. Nothing has changed to this hole in the wall. Lauren is drinking heavily. Will drinks a large tropical drink with an umbrella. Shaylin is close to Lauren, doing tasks near her for no good reason, folding towels. There is a huge pile of lime from lemons she has sliced for no one. She tastes the lime and looks at Lauren, sets up a few more shots for them.
And she kept talking about Lululemon, like I'm supposed to know what that is. She kept on mentioning it with like no context, and I thought it was just a specialty lemon, like a yuzu lemon or something, right? Am I right? The wealthy are trash. I'm better off.
Rich.
Aren't you vegan?
Shaylin leans in and makes a move on Lauren. She looks deep into her eyes.
Lauren, you can be the captain of your soul and master of your fate, but that means nothing until you know life is coming from you and not at you.
Shaylin puts a pill into Lauren's mouth.
Didn't Timothy show music?
Shaylin kisses Lauren. She walks away. Lauren looks at Will. She takes the pill out of her mouth and puts it in her pocket. Will nods. Yes, that was Charlemagne. Cut 2. Exterior streets of Chicago night. Montage. Drunk Lauren does the googly eye project with Shaylin. They find different places to place large googly eyes on city landmarks, Art Institute lions, statues, random bushes. A brief drunken discussion about everything everywhere all at once. Yeah, but I wanted to do this googly eye project for years, like way before the movie came out. Lauren is cold and alone, lying on her back in the rose garden at Grant Park. We see the skyline upside down from her point of view, the sun reflecting off of it as it rises. She holds 2 eyeballs up over one of the buildings. She sits upright and realizes she is alone. Interior, Lauren's apartment, dawn. Lauren's door is double locked with the chain, so she has to break in through the window, which is way too easy. She heads straight for the bathroom. She sees the blue toilet bowl water and her plant still dying. She goes to the sink to wash her face, her hands, and the water is coming out rusted from the faucet. She looks in the mirror and cries. She still has the pill in her pocket. She takes it this time. Interior Lauren's apartment morning. Lauren looks crazy. She has a gong. She's wearing pieces of what she wore the night before, but extra jewelry and a makeshift headdress. She hears drumming. We hear the drumming in her mind too. Exterior, interior, front porch continuous. It's Mariano. He's just knocking on the door. His car is running, smoke billows from his exhaust. Lauren opens the door.
Oh, you look perfect.
Interior Medical School Simulation Center. Diana is holding a bill and talking to Jared.
Why is carpet cleaning coming out of the department budget? Are they not cleaning the carpet? Are they not cleaning the carpets building wide? How is this not a building responsibility? Well, we'll submit another ticket to HR.
They're ready for the toxic psychosis.
Jared indicates to a group of government-type officials waiting behind the one-way mirror.
Right. Who do we have coming in?
Lauren opens the door and starts sliding across the wall irregularly. She's still tripping.
Ah, Lauren!
Diana grabs Lauren by the hand and starts to bring her into the sim room, which is laid out like an emergency department.
And you're already in character, all right.
Interior emergency room sim lab. Lauren is standing on a chair touching the light fixture on the ceiling.
The buzzing is everywhere. They're controlling our minds.
Okay, ma'am, can you tell us more about that? We just need to get you done safely, okay?
Cut to interior control room, other side of the one-way mirror. The government-type officials are whispering to each other, making notes on tablets. Jared looks uncomfortable.
Wow, she's really committing to this conspiracy rant. I love it.
Diana presses on the mic to speak to the scenario facilitator, playing the nurse on the other side.
5 minutes remaining.
Back to interior emergency room sim lab. The residents are surrounding Lauren, spotting her as she stands on the exam table.
Okay, you have 5 minutes remaining. I'm getting the leather restraints.
The residents agree and they pull Lauren down to the exam table and begin placing restraints over her arms. One of the students is walking over with a prop syringe with a cocktail of sedatives.
Get off me, lizard man!
Cut to interior control room. The government officials exchange looks and start whispering to each other and gathering their things. They quickly exit.
Okay, and that is time. Thank you, residents, and our wonderful SP, Lauren. Residents, you can head back to room 2 for debriefing and lunch, which is not my Jimmy John's today.
Diana notices all the people have left the control room.
Jared, who were these people? What was this group today? Who was this for?
Diana, I don't know. I thought you knew.
Diana and Jared stare at each other shocked, confused. The security guard is seen running down the hall to catch up with the mysterious group.
They're not local, not even to this galaxy.
Diana and Jared shrug.
And there will be a donut cake as well for dessert in room 204. Okay, thanks.
Molly's roommate, Jacqueline, appears in the door.
Diana, can I have a word?
Oh, what now?
Diana exits. Mariano comes into the control room wearing a garbage bag and face paint.
Are they ready for me?
They're gone, and we don't know who they were.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well,
Anywho.
Interior medical simulation lab continuous. The lights shut off as Lauren is still strapped to the exam table. Cut to interior Diana's office. Who knows, because she does not have windows. Molly looks terrified sitting next to Lauren, who is drinking a cup of coffee. Mariano stands in the back, still in the trash bag.
so my hands are tied. You both knew the consequences. As of Monday, you'll be expelled from the program, and Lauren, you're fired.
It wasn't Molly. I've been asking her out and showing up where she studies. It's not her. She has nothing to do with this and should not be punished for me continually crossing the line.
I don't know if we can continue.
I'm also on drugs. I was totally tripping on designer psilocybin for the entire simulation.
Oh.
Come to interior Diana's office. Diana's door slams shut as Lauren exits.
So she's nothing. You.
Interior South Shore train, afternoon. Lauren has some more bags, just what she can carry, and her guitar. She looks out the train window and Chicago grows smaller in the distance. She sees steel mills in the distance. Pillars of flames rise into the air and her soulful eyes take in the sprawling industry. She looks romantically at this hellscape, becoming emotional.
There's blood there.
I know.
No, miss, I'm trying to tell you, there's some blood over there on the seat. You're gonna want to pick another place to sit.
Cut to interior Lauren's parents' house, the spare bedroom. Lauren opens her eyes just as she did on the air mattress, only slower. She is surrounded by clutter and old exercise equipment, things that ended up in her old room with nowhere else to go. Lauren's mom, 60, is knocking on the door.
Didn't know you wanted to get up earlier today. Your dad said Bass Pro was hiring. If you want to go out today and take a look.
Interior Lauren's parents' house, living room, evening. Lauren sits in her sleep clothes that she's been wearing for days, a stain on the shirt. She is on the couch watching Harry Potter with her dad, late 60s, in his chair. Lauren's expression is very flat.
A lot of wisdom in these movies, believe it or not. Friendship, for instance.
Lauren's mom.
Stop.
Lauren raises her hand and continues looking at the TV. Interior Dr. Richardson's office, day. Lauren is sitting just as she did before in medical simulations across from Dr. Richardson, male 40s. She does not make eye contact and only nods. His questions are cut between Lauren's experiences of those symptoms.
So, in the past 2 weeks or more, you've been feeling more down and depressed?
Cut to, we see Lauren laying in bed for many hours in different positions.
Feeling hopeless or guilty? And changes in your sleep or appetite?
We see Lauren opening the refrigerator at multiple instances.
Less interested in the things that you used to like to do? Decreased energy? Moving so slowly that others have noticed? Any thoughts of hurting yourself or ending your life?
Lauren nods one last time. She has tears in her eyes.
Yes.
Exterior the dunes, Lake George, day. Lauren is taking herself on a hike. She makes it to the shore. She sits in the sand surrounded by the old industry. She looks at the water. She breathes. Interior Lauren's parents' house. Lauren picks up her guitar and starts to play it. She sings quietly. She writes the pieces down in her notebook. Interior medical school, exam room. Sandy is in a simulation with Dana. Dana bravely places his hand on Sandy's shoulder.
That must be difficult not having anyone to talk to.
Sandy is comforted. Exterior skating rink, afternoon. Molly is out with her friends. All of them are wearing the same Canada Goose down coats. They keep on taking selfies together. They smile like they're having an amazing time and then immediately check to see if they look nice and take more and more.
Oh my god, that's enough. And why don't we have the same coat? I'm serious. It's not even that cold, guys. These are designed for the Arctic.
Molly storms off. Song, Felicia later carves out. Interior upscale restaurant, bar night. Molly is out with her friends. She looks so bored. They all take photos of the food arriving to the table. Interior upscale restaurant, bar, restroom. Molly is washing her hands and Jacqueline comes stumbling in.
Why are you hiding from me? Can I tell you how proud I am from you leaving that loser? She was not like, I know this sounds mean, but it's the truth. She's not good enough for you. You need someone who wants to and can afford to live the life you're accustomed to. Like...
Jacqueline leans in. She kisses Molly.
Like someone like me.
Molly pulls away. Music cuts out.
Oh my god, I fucking knew it. Ew.
Exterior 92nd Street Bridge, morning. Lauren and her dad are fishing near Calumet Fisheries.
You know, this is where I threw my boots in the water in '79.
Yeah? Why?
It was after what I was telling myself was my last shift at the mill. I was never going to come back.
Lauren looks over at Chicago in the distance.
It's right there. Everything you need in the line. It's just a state of mind. You don't know, and you don't know, and don't you let it hold you back. You're doing no one any favors by doing that. Ideas, things you want to do, who you want to be, ideas that are only ideas because regrets become regrets later in life. You're never going to be more ready than you are now. Everything you need, you've already got, and it's all inside you. Perfection is the enemy of the good. But you gotta work it. Whatever it is, get less impressed, more involved.
Lauren looks at her dad.
Or you just want to sit in the cold of an industrial wasteland waiting for a perch to come in. There's enough of that out there, my little darling.
Wide shot reveals at least 40 or so pairs of parents having similar heart-to-heart.
This is where we take you to have it, get your shit together.
He gets a bite on the line. He reels in. It's a boot.
Was that all Harry Potter wisdom, or did I just have a little Matthew McConaughey in there?
I will say I enjoyed this book. Green Light.
Song Green and Gold by Liliana Lahalo. Interior Medical School exam. Molly and Sheila are sitting in the exam room as Molly performs a mini mental exam.
You miss her? I do.
Excuse me? Ma'am, I'm going to ask you to remember 3 words for me at the top of the interview, and I may ask you about them again later, okay?
Home is the moment you are vulnerable in. The presence of someone else's eyes, with no expectation for the future or another life. But it truly find the extraordinary in the ordinary.
Molly wipes tears from her eyes.
Okay, Miss Jackson. Those words are apple, penny, and chair. Can you say those back to me real quick?
Sheila stares at Molly. Exterior Lauren's hometown day. Will and Lauren are driving in her dad's car. We see the urban decay. Fireworks stands, dollar stores, vacant stores and strip malls, drive-through lines stretching around fast food places.
I wish there were more to see, but where I grew up is pretty much just like one Spirit Halloween store. Like this one. This one used to be my high school. Now it's just a year-round fireworks store.
Where do your kids go to school?
Maybe they just go straight into fireworks sales.
Word, trees are important.
Still aren't a trade.
Lauren, you're right. This is really actually very sad, and I just can't go there right now. It's not what I came here to do. So we're having an open mic, jam thing at the Hole. Stand up and all those old people. Sorry about your girl.
The Speed of Thought players?
Right. They're going to do a set. If you want to come, maybe do your...
Will gestures a guitar stroke.
Your guitar.
Yeah, maybe.
Interior Black Box Theater. Derek, the depressed comedian, is finishing his set.
You can be a seahorse of water, but you can't make them green.
Mariano and Mary Root are in the audience and laughing very hard at this joke. Enough as well. He leaves the stage to applause from the sparse crowd. Molly walks in the back of the theater with Ember and has a seat. The Speed of Thought players jog onto the stage.
Before we begin our set, we have a special treat. That's right. One of our very own will be performing an original song.
Yeah, she wasn't fit for our team because of ego and control issues, but we wanted to do something nice and to keep her from posting those sad, cryptic, almost inaudible songs on her Instagram.
Okay, without further introduction, our friend Lauren.
Lauren walks up from the audience and sings the song, I Can't Leave My Bed. Okay. Lauren finishes the song and sits back down in the audience. She puts her guitar away. The Speed of Thought players begin their set. Molly sits next to Lauren and puts her hand on hers. Song, This Is Your Life by Hannah Cullen plays. Interior Black Box later after the show. Mariano and Mary Root are engaged in an intense discussion.
What if I told you that I could get you a job and you'd be paid to...
To attack myself?
Well, sort of.